SciTech Nutrition. Premium quality products. State-of-the-art look. Uncompromised ingredient quality. Our products work and taste good. www.scitechnutrition.com.
Welcome back to Live with RxMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia. Brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit scitechnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is a good friend to the show. He's been here many times before. He'll be back many times again. He's one of the standout superstars in the men's physique division, the heir apparent to the throne, they say, our good friend Jason Poston. Welcome.
What's up, guys?
Looking very big. I don't think I've ever seen you this big at 4 weeks out from the Olympia.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I weigh exactly the same, maybe even a little bit less, but I spent a lot of time after the Arnold doing a lot of different training protocols, so my body has developed differently, and it really is amazing whenever you just increase intensity and change up protocols, how you can look bigger but still actually weigh the same or even less.
You look very tight, though. I can tell your face is all sucked out, which means I know you're suffering now. Going into this Olympia, obviously, let's talk about the Arnold Olympics. We never really got you on after your Arnold Classic third-place finish. I kind of talked you into doing the Arnold. We had you on, I think, in December. You showed up. I thought you brought the best look that I had seen from you in a long time. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that you were going to win the show. And you're having some problems with cramping on stage, electrolytes. I don't know, you were having trouble opening your back up from the behind. And you wound up slipping to third place after the night show. Was that a disappointing finish for you?
Yeah, because simply, I knew I had first, and a lot of times you don't know what the judges are thinking, or you don't get feedback, or maybe I'm not the type to go and ask. I kind of just self-evaluate or ask a few people. I'll even ask guys like you and some of the RX team, and so you can just get your feedback and move on. But I had the top of the top judges and our president tell me, had you opened up your back, you would have won. And so that's, to me, that was like, all right, that's incredible feedback. And, I knew that it was an injury type situation and it was a fluke. I still have issues. I still get little knots. And I mean, yesterday I was digging it out with a deep tissue specialist, and I've been working with a chiropractor and also a trainer. So I might get knots and develop things in my lats that'll just singe them up and not allow them just to relax and flare out. So it's just unfortunate that happened on the day of the Arnold. So you can only learn whenever things go wrong. And so what I learned was to have someone in my hotel looking at me that morning. I had a buddy come by, John Irizarry, the night before and look at me, and everything was perfect. We were like, this is it. So it was disappointing, but I use it as a positive, and I was just like, I'm going to make improvements and make sure that this does not happen again. And I can assure you that I'll have a whole team with me. I'll have all my electrolytes, everything I'm needed in case it is some type of cramping issue. And we'll have all the minerals and everything we need, the team, to make sure that I'm on point for Olympia, and there's absolutely no random mistakes like that.
Jason, was it an injury issue, or was it something electrolyte related to maybe your diabetes,
I can't be too sure, but that morning I had really, really high blood sugar. I was way over 200. Whenever that happens, that means you're not absorbing any sugar, not absorbing any nutrients, very, very little. You'll be flat. I'm a very naturally vascular person. When your blood sugar is super high, a lot of times after a few hours, you won't be vascular at all. And so I used a lot of insulin to bring it down. So I'm sitting there dosing a ton of insulin the morning of the show, trying to bring it down. It wouldn't come down. And then I dosed more insulin. So, and this is usually you're dosing insulin to absorb carbs. I'm not even able to eat. So the whole morning I'm just like not able to carb up. And I dosed, I think it was close to 20 units of insulin just to bring it down.
Wow.
And then, of course, it came crashing down. So then I was low, and I was time to go meet the other athletes and get on stage. And I was like in my room sweating. My tan was running off my body. So I actually had to get a whole new tan. And at that point, you're kind of starting to freak out. I mean, you try to stay calm under pressure. But at that point, I was like, ugh. And I was just so frustrated. Here we go. Everything was going perfect. And it just shit hit the fan that day. So, but you know what? I still was able to look, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, you did. You look real good.
Yeah, I mean, but just you know insulin protocols and you know the side effects of it, and it's not something you want to be using the day of your show. So it's like, you know, certain people will say, oh, it's a gift. You know, he's lucky he gets to use insulin. Well, I have to use it every day, so I don't get the same, you know, effects. In fact, it can hinder me the day of the show and the week of the show. And in that case, it put a lot of extra water on my, you know, extremity. On, you know, it'll just, your face, abs, everything will kind of bloat up when you're using that much insulin. And of course, I can't be dehydrated, so it's not like I'm not like some other competitors where there's very little water in my body. I still have water in my body when I'm competing. So.
Well, hopefully this doesn't plague you at the Olympia. Going into the Olympia now, let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, Jeremy Buendia, two-time champ. Sadiq Hadzovic not there this year, switching to the Classic Physique division. You seem to be the next in line. Do you have what it takes this year, and why will the judges reward you with the Olympia title over Jeremy? Why do you think you could beat him this year?
I always have confidence that I have a physique that can win Olympia title since the very beginning. I mean, that's why I've been top 5 every single year and 3rd place the last 2 years. And so after the Olympia last year, you know, the judges said that it was so close, it was just tough to call. And this year is very interesting because, you know, with usual comparisons, you'll have me and a couple other taller guys, I think, compared, which usually it's only Sadiq. You know, Steve Cook was there 1 year. He's not there. It should be interesting to see who they compare me to. And even if they were to compare me to Jeremy last year and Sadiq wasn't there, Jeremy still would have had me, I think. But with this year, I have done everything possible to improve my waistline, accentuate my V-taper, you know, widen the lats. Now I've got, you know, I'm working with Chris, and this is the first time in 5 years I've ever been able to do a decent carb prep. And so where normally I'm doing 0 to 50 and I'm doing keto, we're up to 130 to 150 every single day. No blood sugar issues, better workouts, fuller, leaner. Everything just seems to be going so well. So, you know, with this year, you know, I think it's all about posing, the fans and the comments. I read all my emails, my messages, my Snapchat. I try to engage with all those guys because the fans are what it's all about. You know, this is still a newer division, and you know, I think the athletes and the fans are really molding what they want to see up there. And so they just told me, you know, they're like, you know, if your posing was better, you could take this. So I've been practicing posing 3 times a week going up till now, and then as of this week, I'll be practicing posing every single day. And so just being able to get up there and present, you know, more aesthetic look. And I'm really excited that I hear they're going to be judging us more straight on. None of that side turn stuff, because, you know, the physique is judged, I think, from the front. If we want to do side, then everyone should do side. But, you know, I've been working on just really bringing out a wider V-taper and, you know, just seeing what happens, you know. I mean, but this is the most confident I've ever been.
Now, there are 2 guys who probably would disagree with what we're saying here. One being George Brown, who's been winning everything in sight. He won the New York Pro. He was second at the Arnold, right ahead of you. Brandon Hendrickson, who won the Arnold, also obviously would believe that he's going to beat you because he beat you at the Arnold. Are you nervous about these guys? These are kind of like new guys coming up in the ranks. Obviously, they got a lot of momentum for some wins they've gotten these past 2 years, this past year and a half or so. How do you see yourself matching up against these guys?
Well, they have great physiques. I mean, I've seen these guys from the very beginning, and both are really cool guys. I like competing with them, and but I think at the Arnold, it was just about me being off. I give Brandon respect for winning, but I think he does have what it takes to win an Olympia as well, and I think George does also. It's so subjective because I'm not a judge, but when it comes to them, being able to bump into the top three, I'd say one of those guys is definitely going to do it. We'll see. I mean, there's so many other guys, but in my opinion, one of those guys is a threat, and I take them very serious. What shows they won, that does mean a lot to me too. George winning the New York Pro, I respect that. I won the New York Pro, and it boosted my confidence so much. And George did that. So, congratulations to him. And Brandon winning the Arnold, that's the top tier show besides the New York Pro. So, that respect to that as well. So, yeah, definitely they're in my sights as far as, honestly, I don't follow anyone's social media besides Jeremy's, and that's because he's my friend. But I don't tend to look at a lot of other guys' stuff. And, I've got so much stuff that I'm working on myself as far as my training, my diet, my wellness, all my businesses that I'm working on, traveling around the world with pro-sups. So to get caught off guard and start looking at other people, it's like it can really be, I think, more distracting to an athlete than actually productive.
I agree. Now, I was going to ask you this question. We got to address it. I had Andre Ferguson on the show the other day, and we had run a story on him on Muscle in the Morning, and I think Johnny used the headline, Ferguson Strong. And you seemed, I don't know if you took offense to it or if you made a comment because kind of that's your moniker you use. Explain what happened. Give me the whole breakdown of the scenario.
First of all, me and all my friends, we grew up, and all my buddies, I treat everyone like this. I'll text people, and I'm just very sarcastic. I can take life very lightly. I take other stuff serious. But stuff like this, I was more just joking. But I snapped, I think, one thing, maybe two, so that's anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds. And I was more giving you guys a hard time.
Yeah,
because you are my friends. I'm so grateful you've done so many segments on me. And honestly, I've grown up watching RxMuscle. I've grown up taking some of your products, Dave, in the past.
Yeah.
It's all close-ups now. But I mean, literally, I've grown up an RxMuscle guy, so it's like I felt like I was comfortable giving you guys a hard time about calling someone else Ferguson Strong when I'm called Poston Strong. Yes, I created that. I put it on T-shirts, created an Instagram.
Do you have it trademarked?
We've got shaker cups right here. Where's socks?
Do you have it trademarked, Jason?
No,
you
but
should.
I will.
Now, can you? Because they got Live Strong. That's like the Lance Armstrong Foundation. Is that? Do you think they have a lock on that?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I mean, he's got Nike behind them, and Lance Armstrong survived testicular cancer and went on to win gold medals in the Tour de France and become a multi-millionaire and marry movie stars, and then he screwed it all up by taking performance-enhancing drugs when you're not supposed to do that in cycling. But the point is, I don't think I got it off of that. Literally, I came up with Poston Strong when I was just, sick and tired, and I needed something mentally to be able to, tell myself to stay strong with having to deal with a whole new lifestyle with the diabetes. And what's funny is, like, I've seen a few comments since you had that interview, and I've seen critics, and there's always going to be critics out there say, like, oh, Jason just plays this tragedy card. He plays this, feel sorry card too much. And you know what? I'm going to play that. You know why? Because that's why I started. It's not a game to me. This isn't a game face. This is something that keeps me going because I started competing because I had type 1 diabetes, and they told me I needed to change my lifestyle or literally I was going to get fat. So the doctors scared me. They really scared me into wanting to change a lifestyle. No more drinking on the weekends. No more casual, partying. I wanted to eat and be the best I could possibly be. And to me, that was kind of what Poston Strong was all about, as well as encourage other people dealing with obstacles, dealing with struggles and tragedies. Hey, just like the Dallas Strong, Boston Strong. So in no way was it any type of knock against Lucky Libra, he got upset because I didn't use his name and I called him this guy. And that's just a word, a term that he used, because honestly, I did know his Instagram name. And I did know his last name, Ferguson. But, in a Snapchat, you don't have too much. So I didn't want anyone to take too much offense by me calling, hey, this guy. I was more saying Johnny, who is my boy. I was saying Johnny, was using a Ferguson Strong. So I tapped, and that was it. And to me, in my side, I'm like, yeah, maybe it is a little bit too close to Poston Strong. But, hey, at the end of the day, I didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings or cause any type of issues.
Now, Andre went crazy on Snapchat. He really was berating you a lot. And on the TV show, he made it a point to point out that he beat you at the Arnold and that you're in his rearview mirror as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, that's his style. He said, "Oh, I'm going to mock him." He's like, I'm going to mock him, and I like mocking people, and that's what he likes to do. That's his thing. He says he doesn't know me, and I don't know you. So, and that's why, I do know you now. And, the thing is like I'm more of a, about action and making it happen than talking smack. I'm good at talking smack with my friends, but, we don't get our feelings hurt. We'll be as mean as possible to each other. And my girlfriend, too. Me and my girl give each other so much crap, but we don't take it personal. Yeah. And I just hope Andre didn't take it personal, and I'm not going to take it personal as well. But, he's got to be, careful. I've always trying to been more of a veteran, a leader with this physique division. And, coming across and saying some of the things he said, that might be tough. I don't know if you want to influence other people to react that way just when something happens. I mean, I don't watch his Snapchat, but apparently he said all sorts of stuff on his Snap. His Instagram, all my fans are sending me stuff on Instagram. He posted 3 different things, and he's mocking Poston Strong. And maybe he could have shot me a quick text or, I don't know, gotten in touch with me somehow before he went off publicly and did that. But you know what? It doesn't hurt me at all. I think almost like he needs to be careful not to hurt his own image.
Will you beat Andre Ferguson come Olympia time?
Well, I don't think Andre's ever placed above me in any show. So it's like, he's going to have to do that. It's the same thing as, me trying to place above Jeremy. I hope he comes in his best because, I hope every guy at Olympia comes in their best. I'm literally coming in my best, and it's going to be 2 times what anyone's ever seen. And this is going to be the year where finally Dave Palumbo will say, he had no issues. Jason came in his absolute best. And this is what we thought his potential was all along. And, anything can happen. But right now, everything's going so smooth. I'm just, literally coasting in right now. And me and Chris are just waiting to dial in and shred up. So
what has it been like working with Chris Aceto? Is it a different experience?
Absolutely. I have never checked in with someone, daily or every other day. I've never had anyone looking at me. When I worked with Colette, who was more of a diabetes mentor and coach to me, it was all about just keeping my blood sugar in check and staying healthy. She didn't have that eye for physique. She didn't have that eye like Chris does when he can literally look at you, like yesterday, said, go get a burger and fries. And
he gave up the muffins. He's taking taking a page out of my book now with the burger and fries, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I know. I see all these other people, and I'll see Cody and some of his other athletes eating muffins, and maybe it's just because I have to be a little bit more careful. But still, I was high carb yesterday with 180 grams of carbs. Wow. That's high carb for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it was just enough to fill me up. I posted a picture on Instagram just now of how I looked last night, and then I sent in my progress pics to Chris today. And he hasn't responded yet, but I'm sure he'll get back. And
I think he was camping, wasn't he? Going out camping this past weekend on Sunday.
Yeah, he didn't have much service, so
his wife wouldn't let him use the phone. I think that's why.
Probably what it is.
Well, Jason, you're looking good. You sound mentally in a good spot. You have to be considered one of the favorites going into the Olympia in less than 5 weeks from today. And obviously, you know, you're an RxMuscle favorite. We're rooting for you, and best of luck, and keep us updated.
Thank you, sir. Hold on. I got my little buddy right here wanted to say something to Johnny. Hold on. You guys hear that?
Translate.
I'm not saying it. One more time.
We can't make it
Can't
up.
hear it?
Say what it said.
T-Rex said Johnny Styles is my bitch.
Yeah, you know, Johnny Styles is the one who really started all this trouble with you and Andre Ferguson, because if he didn't put the headline, none of that would have happened. So let's blame Johnny. But I have a little friend who has a message for you too here. Maybe Johnny can zoom in on him.
All right.
Jason, this is George, the #1 guru. I want to let you know, Chris Aceto is not #1 guru. I am. You contact me, I make you Mr. Olympia. I guarantee it. So there you go. That's my message to you. So on that note, Jason, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit SciTech Nutrition all month long for our RxMuscle Iron Road to the Olympia. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.